we're at Huddersfield, Manchester Victoria, Newton Willows and
Good afternoon from Leeds City Railway Station, and today you join me for a journey along the Harrogate Line with Northern Trains. Of course, you can do this all in one go across to York via Harrogate and Knaresborough. However, I will be splitting my journey today. We'll be getting off at Knaresborough, having about 4 hours to explore the town there. It's meant to be really pretty and loads of history there. So I'm going to give you a little tour around, then we'll jump back on the train in Knaresborough and then hop across to York for the final section. So it should be an interesting day out with Northern Trains. The train behind me leaves in about 5 minutes time, so let's hop on board and we'll see what it's like. Today's 12:36 service from Leeds is formed of one of Northern's 16 three-car Class 170s which serve the Harrogate Line to York, as well as the route between Sheffield and Scarborough via Hull. And with just a couple of minutes before scheduled departure time, I jumped on board the fairly busy train and took a seat at an empty table of 4.
Welcome aboard this Northern Service to Poppleton.
Now before we get underway, let's have a quick look at today's route to York via Knaresborough. Starting from Leeds, there are a total of 12 intermediate stations on the 39-mile line to York, with initial stops at Burley Park and Headingley before we make our way out of the city. From here, we eventually reach the town of Harrogate, where it's just a short 6-minute hop onwards to our first destination of Knaresborough. After some free time in the beautiful market town, we continue our journey towards York with just 3 more intermediate stops before joining the East Coast Main Line on the northern approach to the Grand Station. Total travel time to cover the whole line is scheduled to be 1 hour and 16 minutes, giving us a very leisurely average speed of just 31 miles per hour. So now that we're thoroughly underway on our journey out of Leeds, let's have a closer look at the interior of these Northern DMUs. The seats themselves are actually very comfortable, featuring good padding, both USB and standard plug sockets, and fold-down armrests, perfect for the types of regional routes they serve on Northern's expansive network. Soon we were arriving at the fairly basic Horsforth station, which was opened along with the rest of the line in 1849. However, despite its small size with only 2 platforms, the station sees both half-hourly services from Northern and 2-hourly services from LNER, providing a direct link with London. As you can see, I've reached the absolutely beautiful station here at Knaresborough. It must be one of the nicest stations on the line, so I'm glad we've jumped off here and now we've got about 4 hours to explore the town itself. But first of all, let's have a look around this absolutely amazing station and we'll have a bit of its history from the voiceover. The lovely Grade 2 listed railway station at Knaresborough was opened in 1851, with the current buildings dating from 1865 when the North Eastern Railway rebuilt the station. Beyond the platform eastbound is a tunnel which separated the station from its goods yard, whilst on the western end lies the extremely unique signal box dating from 1890. Unusually, this was built onto the end of an adjoining row of terraced houses and still controls the single line section eastwards to Cattle, as well as the adjacent level crossing. So after having a quick look around, we made our way down the steep streets to the waterside, where the magnificent viaduct carries the railway over the River Nid. Replacing an initial construction which collapsed as it was nearing completion in 1848, the current Knaresborough Viaduct was opened in 1851 to a design by architect Thomas Granger, and quickly became an iconic feature of the town. Of course, another iconic landmark located nearby is Knaresborough's impressive 12th century castle with its prominent position overlooking the River Gorge. Having been used as a royal residence throughout the 14th century, it was eventually destroyed by parliamentarian troops in 1648 during the Civil War, leaving just the remains of its once grand keep for us to enjoy today. I'm back at Knaresborough railway station with the wonderful little signal box behind me there. We've had about 2 hours here, so we've decided to hop back on the train and we'll head onwards to York and complete our trip along the Harrogate Line with Northern Trains. And having crossed back over to platform 2, our second train of the day along the Harrogate Line was soon pulling into the station in the form of another Northern Class 170. Of course, being the same train as earlier, the interior was largely the same, except for the fact that we were able to take our seats in the old first class section at the front of the carriage, featuring reclining seats and a 2+1 configuration. Perfect for relaxing as we trundled onwards to York. And I've now arrived into York after about a 30-minute train journey down from Knaresborough, and overall it's been a really good day out with Northern Trains from Leeds. I mean, if you're going from Leeds to York and have a bit of spare time, just take that route via Harrogate because the scenery is actually really nice. It's got all the old signal boxes and signals along the way, and the stations are really pretty, so I definitely advise doing it that way. And to be honest, it only cost £11 in total for the two of us, so I'd say it's well worth it. So that concludes today's vlog. thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I will hopefully see you next time.